Hey guys, so I haven't done a last but not least in a while, but I had a lot of books this week. I had like 27 titles, 28 titles, something like that. So I wanted to at least go through and say something about the books that I haven't already talked about. First off, Daredevil. I've really been enjoying Mark Waid's run on Daredevil. I didn't really think that I was going to be a huge fan of him being outed and everybody knowing who Matt Murdock was and all, but been crazy enjoyable. I really like this issue because we got introduced to this Owl's daughter character, Jubila Pride, which that's her on the cover also. I really like that cover. Yeah, really enjoyable. She's quite the badass. Red Shaft number 4. Um, I like this cover a lot too. Reminds me very much of I didn't get the Frescantina cover on this, which kind of upset me because I've had them all up to this. But this is a great cover too. Shaft has been pretty good. Not really the Shaft that we know. It's kind of a prequel story to Shaft. It's been really enjoyable with John Shaft trying to figure out who exactly he is and come to terms with what he's going to do in the future. Read Captain Midnight number 21. I don't normally read Captain Midnight, but this was a X crossover story. The Mark for Death story that's going on in X is tied over to Captain Midnight. So I decided I would go ahead and maybe see somebody else draw X would be cool. And this story has really been pretty good. Josh Williamson is the writer on Captain Midnight, so I knew the story was going to be pretty good. The art in it was also great. I really, it's funny to see somebody else tell an X story because Shasinski has done such an awesome job telling his story. And yeah, I love how he freaking stabs two different people in the throat at the same time. He's just a beast. But yeah, that was pretty good for not ever having read Captain Midnight before. I read Joe Frankenstein. Super good story, I think. I don't know exactly how many issues this is going to be. I think that it's a 4-issue run. It might be 5, but the story by Chuck Dixon in this, he co-writes with the artist Graham Nolan, and Graham Nolan's art in this is awesome. Gregory Wright's coloring also really really good in this. Can't really see that, but yeah, this has really been enjoyable. It's kind of Frankenstein's monster has come back and he's met up with this guy Joe, who's kind of a loser guy but he has the Frankenstein blood in him, and in order to reach immortality, they have to combine their blood to get the serum, and there's these vampires that are trying to kill them. Yeah, really enjoying Joe Frankenstein. Gotham Academy number 5. I think this is going to be the last issue of Gotham Academy or Gotham by Midnight that I'm going to pick up because I think that Temple Smith is leaving, coming on the other side of Convergence, and I'm not enjoying the story enough. And I've got the whole first arc, but I'm not enjoying the story enough that I really want to continue if Temple Smith isn't going to be doing the art. I think that he has done a tremendous job with the art and the Spectre, and it's been a super good story by Ray Fawkes. And yeah, number 5 was no exception, no different. Great book. Read V Wars from IDW. This is number 11. This book is pretty freaking wicked. There's like a war going on between the humans and the vampires, and there's a war going on between the different sects of vampires because there's like 40 different kinds of vampires, and none of them really get along with each other. And this Red Tide group, which is one of the vampire activist groups, has basically declared war on everybody else, but they're kind of doing it all covert. And it's been super good. The lead scientist that has been researching the plague finally got a chance on a telethon to sit down and actually try to calm everybody down, and it was a pretty decent issue. But I think too that that's probably going to be one of the last issues of V Wars that I'm going to read. October Faction. Really really like this cover. I love the purples that that Damian Worm uses to do his stuff. And some of these, they're so dark, man, but some of these big full-page shots are freaking awesome. And this has been a pretty good story. I think it's really fixing to kick off. It's a Steve Niles story, Damian Worm art. Really enjoyable on October Faction. Red Sonja, number 15. I really like this cover. I like all these covers, but this was a really good issue. I like how that she has molded up her hands in order to make it so that, and I mean, this freaking dragon is freaking beast. So yeah, this has been a super good series. I hear that Gail Simone's going to leave that series and go off and write the Swords of Sorrow series, and I'm probably not going to end up picking that up, but I'm really going to miss her. She leaves Red Sonja, because that has been a crazy good book for pretty much a year and a half. That's been a really good book. And last I read was Sinestro. Sinestro is also one of those series that has just been awesome from the time that it started. Colin Bunn writing it has been just out of control with how good this story is. And it's taken a character that I already liked in Sinestro and made him even more enjoyable, because I bet you that at least 5 times in the 11 issues of Sinestro, he has been in a situation that pretty much he should have been dead. And he just kind of sits there and taunts whoever it is that's got him held captive, knowing that, you know, he's going to do whatever it is that, you know, get out of whatever it is. I really like how they've worked Parallax into the story, and yeah, I think that's going to be really entertaining going into Convergence because of the Green Lantern Parallax book. So really looking forward to that. But anyway, until next time, I'm going to go ahead and get off here and get around to reading She-Hulk. I'll talk to you later.